Ah, crap. Now people are gonna think I lied. It's on the same screen. Man, that ticks me off. This stand I have, the button for the to take a picture is right by it. It ended it. Sorry about that. No, I haven't changed anything, but I knew they had changed the specs on this head and then turn it out. Okay, now I'm gonna take this head off and put on the sign and float on that bench in the same situation. Hopefully the thing doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't go off. There we go. Moving it over. Thanks for the 13 people that stuck around. It was just an accident. Ugh, drive me nuts. In this live feed, I'll do the actual. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it. Spark plugs in. That's good. Again, this is the 4030 bore plate or bore sleeve. I wrote on it though, barely was coming off, but that's the 4030. Just so you really believe, that's the 4155, and it's going back into Superflow. Since this is on exhaust already, we're going to start on the exhaust flow. The bench is set up for it anyway. Now I'm going to open the same test I was doing before when I was on that bench, just so everything's the same, so no one thinks I'm cheating. There it is. I'm going to re-zero this. See how it fluctuated from the last time I did it if you watched the live feed like 3 seconds ago? So I'm going to re-zero that. And I'm going to make sure I've taken both readings, by the way, so 2 different pressure sensors. Same bench, 2 different pressure sensors. Yep. All right, now I'm going to switch to the intake. I'm just naming the bottom one. bench over and everything with it. I'm trying to move this closer so you can see all I'm doing is renaming that file for what this is. Name it up a little bit here so you don't think I'm cheating. All right. In case you guys are wondering, that's the old test. That was the head that was done in the first live feed just a little while ago. It's not this. So I'm gonna change its specs. This has nothing to do with flow numbers. It's just so at the top of the flow sheet it shows the right stuff. It has nothing to do with flow numbers. And I'm gonna save it. AFR 200 cc small block Chevy Enforcer new. Okay, report. Make report. Print. Now I can't print this bottom one, which I'll show you on the camera what it is. But I can't print it because that computer, which is down there, is not hooked up to the printer. The printer can only be hooked up to one computer. And it happens to be hooked up to one that does performance trends because I hardly ever, I use this, but I don't ever print it. So I need 151 and 152. There. And it has it. And it still did the wrong name. Oh, this drives me up the wall. That's why I hate this one. It has a right in the head description, wrong name. Awesome. I hate you. I hate this thing. If you hit spacebar, oh Lord. You can't hit the space bar, otherwise it highlights the whole thing. This is based off a DOS program. Argentina thing. Still probably not going to do it. Let's see if I can just try again. Take a DOS report, make a report. Well, I changed one of them. Let me do the other one now. They don't even go in order. Look, it goes 97, 145, 146, 48, 47, 52, 9, 36, 54. God, I hate this thing. You're like, why don't you use this one? Because it sucks. Matter of fact, it's so old. I've got like Chad Spire sent me his import head, which is just like the Dart one, and it's actually on here too. I give up. This is as good as we can get. Alright, let me pull up the results. I actually have the old Enforcer and new Enforcer, I'll show you. And yes, I'll make a whole video, just not today. It's 11:52 at night. So I'm gonna go take a shower here in a second and go to bed. So I can get up tomorrow morning and work out. Okay. for 18 people, you stuck around, so you get this. Here are your results. This is the Enforcer head. This is the new one. So here we have it on the Science bench, and this is the Superflow. So if you want to go back after I do this and it uploads and you want to take a view of it, you can. How does it compare? We're just going to do two numbers, 400 and 600. 400 is 237 on the Signs, 239. So that's relatively close between the two benches. 600, the Superflow says 258. Sign says 253. So, okay, so that's theirs. So let's look at the old version, the old Enforcer head. Literally just did this one like yesterday. At 4, it goes 224. So if you compare that to 237 up here for the new one, the old one's not near as good. How about 600? 600, this is 264 compared to the new one is 253. So it's actually down at 600. The new version is. Here, that's a Superflow. Make sure it just ain't the bench. So this is the old one still. 400, 230. Again, we were at 239. So it's 9 CFM better at on the 400 valve lift with the new head. Remember, at 600, though, on the new head, it is 258 on the Superflow. And it is 262. So it is better there. What about exhaust? We're just going to do 400 and peak. On the Signs, 173. Superflow, it's 175. Peak looks like 195. And on this one, 199 on the Superflow. Comparing that to the old head, it's better at the peak for sure. But let's just look at 400. 400, it was 173 before with the new head. New head's 173. The old head was 157. So new head's kicking the crap out of it there. Peak, though, new head is 195. The old head, 211. What about on the Superflow? Superflow, the new head was 175 at 400 compared to 160. So really much better there on the new head. Peak, though, was 199 compared to 204. So there you go. There's your numbers. I'll do a whole video on this because what happened was AFR, so if you're watching this live, you don't know the story. AFR is like, man, those numbers we seem like we're getting better ones. I was like, I don't know. I didn't even look to see what you guys had claimed. And so I was like, but then I finally did, and I was like, our numbers really aren't that off. So I was comparing the Signs. Because anytime I show you flow numbers, typically it's not the Superflow. It's almost always from the Signs because it reads lower. So I'd rather have numbers so when you get the head and you take it somewhere else and it flows better, you feel better instead of being the reverse situation. But anyway, like when I compare my Signs numbers, it was virtually identical. And then they also want to talk about some of the other stuff. That's the reason why I had to take down that video. And then they sent me a new one and an old one to do. And that, if you watch the live feed that I on just 30 minutes ago or something, my CNC head is the old AFR Enforcer head. So if you have that old AFR Enforcer head, my CNC program makes it into what that showed you. But anyway, I'll do a later video so you guys can get a better view on this stuff. But anyway, unplugging that. Since I will give you, because you guys managed to watch this and it is midnight, and I figure if you were doing that, oh, might as well show you this. I forgot about that. There's what the sign sensor said for the FR Enforcer. So, I still need to take a picture of that. But anyway, if you have questions, I'll take them for the next 2 minutes while I shut all this stuff down, except for that because I got to snap a pic. So ask a question real quick and I'll answer it while I'm closing up shop. 1 a.m. here. I can't believe you're still up, Joel. I have Enforcer small block Windsor head in garage. The Ford ones aren't bad. I mean, none of them are bad. That's the thing, too. But that was the other thing that they wanted me to emphasize. AFR did not send the head for them to copy. Here's exactly how they had it. Our vendor where we get our heads has these heads for sale, the old Enforcer heads, that one. They're the ones that had these, and they offered us to buy them, and we said yes. Not that they sent, which I told them, I never mentioned that they sent anything over to get it copied, because obviously several other companies have the same thing. But their vendor, where they get their heads from, was selling that head, and I said, do you want to buy some? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then they've now They said, vendor, make that head. And now they make that one, and they don't sell the other one. Except for warranty replacement stuff. But I'm turning off stuff. Ask your question, though. If you got one. Boom. Also, because you got time, I'm going to go dyno test next week. We'll be... Well, look who's back. I never leave. 470, now 725 3 years later. For the intake, probably. I don't know what you're talking about. Next week, I'm going to Bob's. This is a BMP. I've been importing a lot of manifolds this week. This one's going to be tested. This is a BMP. I go on my set of my Dragon Slayers. I'm going with it. It's a hydraulic roller, so I don't even know if William makes 600. I almost hate doing hydraulic rollers because they always make your heads look like crap. When he did that solid roller, it made so much more. Yeah, those were the enforcer heads. I'm also going to test the good, tried and true Vic Jr., the one that someone viewer sent in, but also this one. I ported this one this week too. This is the AFR 4810. This is the low profile one. It's the same height as that Vic Jr. And try that. You might say, why'd you burr finish? I'm going to say it. Dyno testing, how long does it take you to port a manifold? So like this one, let's see. I got up on Monday morning at 8 o'clock, and I worked all the way till 8. I did take 30 minutes to eat, so almost 12 straight hours, and then another 6 hours the following day, working straight, grinding through. But the reason why it didn't take as long as it normally would, so for instance, this one, which is the 2892, actually took longer because it's only burred on the floor and it's got 60 grit on the sides. This one, because of that, you're adding another 12 hours. So roughly 15, 17 in this one, but it would have been another 12 if I had to do the 60 grit. And that's why I was like, I'm just going to leave it. And before someone says, oh, it makes more power, I've dyno tested that. I've literally done exactly like it looks now, and then 60 gridded it, and the 60 grit made more power than that. So actually it was stock, almost like this, that 60 grit, or that burr finish, then 60 grit, and burr finish picked up, then the 60 grit finish picked up even more. But also be testing some spacers as well, and 3 different heads. So that one that I just flowed, my CNC one, they've already got on the dyno now. I made 546, and initially it made 480. So it is up a bunch. The cam that's in it sucks. He's changing the cam tomorrow. I might bring one of the cam challenge cams, the Summit one, just to try, because I think that'll pick it up even more. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to test. So I'll be busy all week next week with that. That's why I was trying to get so much else done, because that's Bob's, but that's a customer's. And this is also a customer's, and he said I could test that one, so I was getting that done too. But, all right, ask your questions. Do you think the new enforcer with your porting will do, golly, I hate when I won't say all this stuff. Make your questions shorter, because it doesn't pop up well on this, because I didn't bring my other phone out. Have you ever tested a turtle on the bottom of the intake? Yes, I have, actually. It's right here. And I almost thought about bringing this one, but I didn't. These are all heads that need to be picked up. There it is. There. I made that. That's epoxy. So yeah, I made my own turtle. Did this one help? No, it didn't do anything, matter of fact. Not one thing. It didn't alter it at all. Which is weird, because when I did Engine Masters, I'd use a professional products. This is their newer design, which sucks balls. But I had done the same thing on it, and it actually it extended the power band. It didn't gain anything. It didn't gain any peak horsepower. It didn't gain any torque. It just extended the range. This did absolutely nothing, and that's a lot. So, oh, there's one other thing. Crap. I forgot I was going to tell you I was testing this one too. It's been a busy week trying to get things ready. You wouldn't know it, but this is the iron hide. I was buffering when I asked about the Victor Jr. Small block enforcer ported real nice. I haven't fully gotten after the small block one, but I'm sure it'd pick up. But anyway, this is the, I don't know if the camera's going to get it because I have that safety thing. It's like, don't move it that way. This is the iron hide. This is the nice manifold. I'll show you tomorrow when I do a video. But essentially, see how it's got the mill patterns like this? That's how it looked on the entire intake face. That's why it's up in the mill. So I smoothed this off tomorrow, and I'm leaving like on Sunday. I have a theory, if you had a turtle in the tapered spacer, maybe there'd be some hidden horsepower. I've tried that. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm going to take this manifold tomorrow. I'm going to bolt it on the set of my ported Dragon Slayers, so I got some here anyway. And then I'm going to port match this, and I'm going to bring this too. This is probably too big, but I don't know. We'll see. Next question. 35 people. That's more than I had when I was flowing heads. Please ask your question because I actually want to answer. And I'm already after midnight, so make it snappy. Germans say aluminium, probably. By the way, Germany, you must be like way, way, way late in the night. You must be like 2 or 3 in the morning or just getting up in the morning. I was hoping to get more Australians because I truly love my Australian fan base. I was looking at the analytics and like the Australian towns get more, like the second most viewed place. Like there's one city in the United States, I think it's Chicago. Then all the rest, like second most viewed city is in Australia. Third most viewed is Australia. Fourth is in Australia. And then like fifth on are United States. But anyway, do you work this late a lot? Actually, yeah. Especially this week. Because this week I was like, I need to get as much done so I can make money because I won't be here next week. Because the problem with testing is, yeah, it's cool, but you ain't making any money. I did hire a girl, and she started this week, and she's amazing. She did really well. She actually, I showed her how to flow that head, and I was overseeing her as she flowed the head. It takes a while to train him up, but she's doing great. It's fun, Nash Eanes 105 here. By the way, I love Germany. I went and visited there probably 2 years ago. I'd go back in a minute. If you guys had more racetracks, I'd probably live there. I don't know how you have time for life besides work. I don't have time. The Aussies are looking to make their burnout rigs even better. Yeah, I get that. The thing about this stuff, as far as working time-wise, is I don't... Well, luckily, I have a very forgiving wife, but and my son's now in college, so that's... I do spend time, like we drove last week to watch him swim. He actually has a swim meet tomorrow, but it's raining like cats and dogs, and I got to drive 13 hours on Sunday. So I told him I'll pass on this one and I'll go to the next one. But yeah, this is my life. And it's not like a normal job. Everybody else's job, I hate their job. They count the time till it's over. This isn't me. I could do this anytime. Because I have, it's like a puzzle that never gets finished. Problem is sometimes my ego gets in the way too, because I'm like, I get so stuck in the way. I'm like, I'm better than you. And then I'm like, I get beat and I'm like, nope, back to the drawing board. And then I let little things bother me that really, really shouldn't. That ended up turning out pretty nice. This mill makes the finish so much nicer. You know what's weird is that it looked like that, but it only took 3 thousandths to clean it up. Just to give you an idea, like that Edelbrock intake that's over there, and I don't care if I mispronounce it. That one, I don't care. That's brand new, and it looks like, kind of like this. I put it up on the mill. Guarantee it's more than 6 thousandths off. It will like hit here and here and big old swaths here that it doesn't even touch. Now, I wanted to do the live feed because I was like, I'm not going to have time tomorrow. I'll do the Saturday update video day, and I'll show all this stuff. But I don't want to do a live feed because I don't want someone saying my numbers aren't right because you changed it to make it look so-and-so. I was like, nope, we're going to do the whole thing. Everybody can see I didn't change nothing because I guarantee my flow numbers. But anyway, let's see what else we got. There's a lot of stuff. Those are those... I'll give 3 more minutes. I'm going to call it quits. Those are the 1203s. Your son made a pass down the track in his Nova? No, it's at the paint shop, and hopefully it's supposed to be done by Thanksgiving, but still have to put the glass back in. And then, of course, when I drove it there, the transmission decided it no longer wanted to function either. So it does not have third anymore. So I'm going to put a different transmission in it. He did. So last weekend he came home too. Do you like Loctite 263 red oil resistant? I don't really use it that often. He did come home when he took the, so Bishop came home last weekend just so he could drive this. And he didn't even go to the track. He just wanted to show off to his friends, which I get. It's totally cool, whatever. So I filled it up with the E85, the almost last of my race E85. And he had a blast. He came home. He drove home with it, and it's got the electric cutouts. And he has them open. And I'm like, thank God the cops didn't pull you over. But he's like, it sounds so good that way. I'm like, yes, it does. But police. But yeah, he's like, this thing's amazing. I love this thing. I was like, yeah, me too. I would love to put one of the superchargers on his car, but and this is stupid. So I've got a motor plate in the front here. You can see it kind of right there, which I know looks weird because he added extra material for the alternator, which is great. But Bishop's front plate on his Nova literally comes across the head bracket right here. So you can't bolt the supercharger bracket to the head because it's got the engine plate. And you're like, well, just cut it off. Well, and unlike this where it's really on the low side, his is all the way up here and connects. So if you cut it off, it's got like maybe an inch to hold it. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Ain't no fart car. Yeah, I won't let him that. Here's what's, I'll tell you one more funny story. So this is a true story, and I'll end it with this because it's hilarious. So Bishop's girlfriend's dad's name is Gary. My father-in-law is also named Gary. So I get a text, and it's his Facebook. This is on Saturday. I get a text on Facebook, and it's a text from Gary, and all I saw was Gary. I thought it was my father-in-law, and it's a Facebook ad saying, hey, Camaro, and it was $5,500, 2010 Camaro SS. And I was like, dang, that's a great price. And Carrie's out here because Bishop drove the S10 away, and she's sweeping and stuff. I'm like, Carrie, I want to buy it. And she's like, no way. Money is tight, but I'm like, I've got enough. I can use my savings. I'll go buy it. That's a great deal because I want to be a Camaro buddy with my son because it's the same year as my Camaro as my son's, except for his is a V6. And I'm like, man, come on, Carrie. She's like, I'm serious. She's like, do not get that car. I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. And I'm like, babe, it's not a big deal. It could park outside. And she wasn't having that. So I let it go. And then I'm grinding, and I look a little bit later to answer the text, just tell Gary thanks. But, Carrie, your daughter. Well, it was wrong Gary. It was the Gary, which is the dad of my son's girlfriend. And yes, we do hang out and stuff. And he's like, I was like, way to go, Gary. You should go get that, even though it sounds too good to be true. And he's texting me back. He goes, you got a minute? I said, yeah. So I just called him right back. He was buying a car. And he's like, it's got this lifter tick. Do you know anything about it? I said, yeah, it sucks. I go, you got to pull the heads on an LS to get to that lifter. He's like, oh, man. Well, he ended up buying it. So I was like, wow, good job for you. And I told Carrie, I was like, see, his wife understands. But he doesn't have like a race truck and then a Camaro, which never gets driven. But anyway, that's where I'll wrap up. Thanks for watching, guys. I know this video was boring as shit. So thanks for everything. I will see you guys tomorrow for a Saturday update video today. Because I need to go to bed and get up and work out. I think I'm going to try... I really want a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, but I can never make it in time because the day drivers kill me, and I'm not going to be able to make it there before the line's too long to drive me nuts. But anyway, going to bed, work out, and then video, grind, pack. There you go. Guys, thanks for watching. Remember, I'm no Superman. I don't support no Planet Fitness. That's what's funny, too, is Bishop came home. You made me sidetrack. Bishop came home, drives the truck, goes and hangs out with his friends, comes back, parks it back, and he's like, I'm going to go work out with my friends. I was like, where are they going to work out at? Planet Fitness. I was like, the Planet Fitness here sucks. And I have a 10 gym membership. And by the way, so do you, because I keep paying for the thing that you're never using. And he goes, I know, but they already got one there. I was like, whatever, son. So he comes back the next day. He's like, it's the worst gym ever. they're all Smith machines. I was like, yeah, I know. That's for ego lifters. It doesn't do anything. It makes you feel good about yourself. And he goes, yeah. And I go, even worse yet is when you do heavy squats on those. Like you could put it up enough weight because you're locked into place. Your knee takes like a beating. And anyway, so no Planet Fitness. It's 10 Gym. It is not the best gym at all. It has what I need to do what I need to do. It has a pool if I wanted to swim. It's got enough weights for what I could do. It does have classes for my wife that she goes to, but it ain't the greatest. But we're both, just to give you an idea, we got a gym membership years ago, and when we got it, it was $9.93 for each of us. But you had a contract for like 2 years, and then it went to $12.63 for both of us. That's been 10 years or more than that's 20 years now. We're paying the same price right now. So there's no way I'm leaving that gym. $13 a month for 2 people? Are you kidding me? And I could do anything. It's not like, well, you're restricted and you can't do these classes. No, we can do anything. We can go swim. We can go to classes. Yeah, I'm not leaving. Not leaving. They're going to burn that building down before I leave. But anyway, again, guys, thanks for watching. I'm No Superman. I did raise Superboy. I don't port cast iron heads. The best way to reach me is email. If I sound like a dick on the phone, it's because I've been listening to dicks on the phone the whole day. God dang, this week is driving me nuts with them. I swear to God. And I know I sound like a dick on the phone. I'm Weingartner Racing. This is Eric. And then I'll be like, hey, I got a question. Well, I got a question for you. You got a question about something you bought from me or something you're going to buy from me? Well, I'm thinking about buying from you. Okay, tell me what it is. Well, I've got this 781 heads and I want to replace it, but I only want to do this and this. Email me. Can you give me the part number for a set of Pro Max valves? Email me. So best way to get a hold of me, email. And I do not respond to Facebook or Instagram messages. So, yeah, this phone this week. Last week it was nothing but spam, and I finally got a spam blocker, and this week has nothing but, oh, God. And I know they're like, this guy is such a jerk to talk to on the phone. I'll never give him any business. Little do they know they never give me any business anyway. But anyway, I got to get off here. You guys take care.